Hello and welcome, Cauldron and Hearth family, to this week's edition of Tarot Tuesday. We want to remind you that if you're liking what you see in these videos, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. This week we're using the Dreaming Way Tarot, another wonderful tarot deck that Gypsy is allowing me to use this week, so thank you very much. This is a wonderful deck. It's got some whimsical artwork to it, and I love it very much. And it's a privilege to work with it. So let's jump right in, shall we? There's no shortage of messages this week with this deck. The Dreaming Way Tarot is really hitting hard. What we have out on the deck is Justice, the Page of Wands, and the Devil. So with this Justice card, what I'm sensing is that there's balance coming into situations, and there also is a need to weigh things out, excluding emotions. With the Page of Wands, though, there's an eagerness here to really get things moving forward, but this energy feels slightly immature or maybe a little bit impulsive in some way. There's some naivety coming through with this card. And the Devil is reminding us that we might have been allowing ourselves to stay stuck in cycles that may or not serving us. This is kind of a self-imposed bondage here, where we are doing things for the sake of doing them, maybe, or keeping ourselves bound in ways that aren't serving us, but we haven't really been able to see that. So with these three cards, there is definitely a need to look at things much more objectively. Keep the enthusiasm that you have towards seeking resolution, but also be mindful of where it is that you're choosing to stay stuck in powers or situations or cycles that aren't really serving you. This is where that discernment of the Justice comes into play, but do that with the vigor and the enthusiasm that you need in order to actually move forward and break free of the chains of things. There might be some sort of unbalanced desire to conform in certain ways, but there's a call for doing your own inner work to balance out your own thoughts, emotions, and opinions, whatever the case may be, so that you can actually move forward in a much more constructive way. There is a sense of balance really being restored, but it takes that enthusiastic motivation in order to do so. Because at the bottom of the deck, what we've got is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is letting us know that there is some sort of tie to tradition or maybe societal expectation in this regard, where whatever this collective is experiencing at this time is kind of more like, oh, well, I've got to do this because it's expected of me, or if I don't do this, or if I don't adhere to a certain set of expectations, then literally everything's going to fall apart. But there's a feeling of doing certain things out of necessity versus what is your actual truth. And the Hierophant is here to remind us that not only sometimes you might need to seek a higher level authority, whether it be in the physical or spiritual sense, but there is a need to temper emotions in the situation because they're not actually serving you. So if you find yourself caught in a pattern of maybe overthinking or being overreactive, maybe, I don't know, jealous or controlling, manipulative, we can do these things subconsciously sometimes without even intending to do so. And there is a need to balance yourself out, but doing so in an excited and enthusiastic way, because this Page of Wands is bringing in this really positive offsetting energy to this Devil. And the Justice is here kind of very much in balance. She's holding the scales and the sword of truth. The Hierophant here is this higher level authority, higher level tradition. that is somehow making us either feel bound, or there's a need for you to take those things into account as you're making certain decisions or doing your own inner work. Overall, this reading may seem like it's a bit of a heavy one, but there's definitely change coming through if you're willing to make the necessary changes. Honestly, I'm hearing the term trade-off, and you've got to discern what it is you're okay trading off with, but also knowing what it is that you probably need to do. There's a sense of that Temperance card, and also a little bit of the Lovers, a little bit of that I think that's Gemini energy with the Lovers, where you're kind of caught between two paths. And it may not necessarily be two paths, it could be two situations, two options, two whatever. So there's a need to take a step back and really truly objectively look at it. What is it that you're trying to leave as your legacy? Because that also helps nurture those traditions, bringing that Hierophant back into play. So that's our reading this week, and if you're resonating with this message, please make sure to comment below. We love to hear feedback from all of you, and if you would like a more in-depth reading, come see us at the shop. We'd love to see you. And with that, I think we are done. So remember to be gentle with yourselves, be kind, do no harm, and take no ish.